Hey you guys, my name is Katie Robinson and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am currently pregnant with our first child. I am 23 years old. I'm married to the love of my life and I currently live in Washington, DC. My husband is stationed here with the military and we're really excited to be in a really cool city and to be raising our baby in our home here. That being said, today I wanted to give you guys my first trimester recap. Things that happened, things I loved, things I think are essential products, stuff like that. So here it goes. Okay, first trimester recap. Oh man, this was a doozy. I kind of wasn't entirely expecting the first trimester to be as rough as it was. I think part of that is because I had a couple girlfriends that went through pregnancy. It wasn't too terrible for them. My mom apparently had amazing pregnancies, and both me and my sister were born. My mom experienced no morning sickness, like no nausea, vomiting, anything like that. So if you've watched my other pregnancy videos in the pregnancy journey series that I'm doing kind of a week by week, skipping a couple weeks here and there because of life and nausea, you'll know this by now, but it was rough for me. I was really nauseous. I'll try to spare you from too much TMI, but like just dry heaving, throwing up, anything and everything. One thing that I've noticed, I guess I've finally like learned something by the end of all of this, eating frequently helps. And by frequently, I mean like every 2 hours. I was more of a like eat 3 big meals person, or even like honestly during the day, during the weekdays, because my metabolism isn't like super high. I would eat 2 meals and be fine. Like eat 2 big meals, like maybe a brunch and dinner with my husband or something. You need to eat. You need to eat frequently, even if you're nauseous. I was horribly nauseous. Eating every 2 hours is what helps to stay that nausea. This seemed crazy to me. The last thing I wanted to do when I was feeling nauseous was eat, but I cannot even tell you like how much that helped me when I started doing that. You'll know from some of my previous videos that for me, eating bland things, it's called the brat diet. So for me, eating really bland things like saltine crackers, like feeling nauseous, have a saltine cracker or a few, you know, things like that were super helpful. But yeah, we can talk about the nausea. I think I covered that in my previous video a little bit, but I was really nauseous. I didn't really have any food cravings, I would say. I was just craving healthier food. Like I didn't really want fast food or junk food or anything like that. I just wanted good foods. And that's not because I've been obsessive about the nutrition of my baby. Like I am eating saltines and toast and butter, you know, like, but it's really just because I think for some reason my body is craving the nutrients that come with healthy food, whether it's fruits and veggies or meats or whatnot. For me, chicken was like my big go-to as a protein because there were times when I was absolutely disinterested in chicken, but from a protein standpoint, I think it was how I was getting my actual like animal proteins in. I was drinking some protein-based milk called Ripple, which I also mentioned in a previous video, my must-have pregnancy snacks video, and that helped me a lot and getting protein in, because I think that was my big thing that I was lacking throughout the first trimester. I just didn't want protein. I didn't want red meat. I didn't want hamburger meat. I didn't want anything really with meat. It just was like, and I love meat normally, meat and potatoes kind of girl, but not loving it during pregnancy. So that's that. Now I want to share with you guys my prenatal vitamins. These are the ones that I have settled on. Let's see if it wants to focus. Aha. These are the Nature's Bounty Essential Prenatal Gummies. I know these have no iron in them. People always tell me about DHA levels. People always tell me about folic acid levels. People always tell me about iron. I shared this on my Instagram. And if you don't already follow me, check out @KatherineAlona. I will leave the tag here below. Oh my gosh, I freaking shared this on my Instagram and it blew up with both people that were trying to be nice and helpful and people that were telling me that I had no idea what I was doing to my baby and my baby didn't have enough folic acid and all these other things and how my baby's gonna have neural tube defects as a result. Okay, first of all, I'm a neuroscientist. I'm also a graduate student in psychology. I know how much folic acid my baby needs. I have decided it for myself. Okay, I've done my research. We all probably have different opinions. You know what? I don't think any of us knows because the research keeps changing. So I've made my best decision based on the research. One thing women freak out about is how much folic acid their baby's getting. Folic acid, DHA, all things like that are related to your baby's neural development, neural health, connections, neurons, myelin sheath growth, stuff like that. Well, one thing that you don't think about is can too much of these things hurt your baby? This is one thing that I did a lot of research into, and you know, we're plugging away at our folic acid. Too much folic acid has also been shown to cause neural issues, neural development issues. Autism literally causes autism. Okay, there are numerous studies I was reading that were published, that were conducted by the NIH, published in Nature and Science magazine, all studies that were looking at the effects of these things on fetal development. I'm not saying if you're taking a lot of folic acid, your baby's gonna have these problems, but don't just jump down people's throats assuming that you know everything. The other thing I wanted to point out, I was eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. Do you know where folic acid comes from naturally? Fruits and vegetables. Things like lentils, spinach, kale, like all of these oranges have folic acid, things like that. I was eating so many natural foods that I was getting a tremendous amount of folic acid in my daily diet. Probably, and actually I know because I calculated it out based on the ounces of these materials I was eating, literally eating enough that I didn't need any vitamin support for folic acid, okay? That being said, I totally recommend taking prenatal vitamins. I think it's really important for me, being really nauseous. I couldn't swallow a pill and keep it down. I was throwing it up. So the gummies were great for me. I specifically chose these gummies because the other ones were making me nauseous. What a surprise. So anyways, these gummies were great. They tasted way better. They just went down way better. They were like softer rather than like chewy and coated in a weird like flour. I don't know, it's probably some substance to preserve them, but these were great. I really liked them. For me, I think they worked well. I don't have an iron issue. I've checked it every single time I've had my blood drawn. I'm doing fine right now. So for me, these are great. If you have an iron issue, it is something to keep in mind. It's something I would consider. Just know that there is no iron in these. That doesn't mean you can't take them. You just might need an iron supplement at some point. So I wasn't trying to hate on y'all. If you were supportive, I appreciate it. I just dealt with like a lot of flack from people that, you know, thought they were experts on things that, one, don't know my background, don't know the research I've put into it, and two, like, I was trying to help people out and it's none of their business. And really, at the end of the day, like, I can put up my, you know, dukes, but it hurt. Like, it hurts. I'm a person too. I was trying to do something to help people out because I tried a lot of vitamins, hated them, found these, liked them, tried to share it with everyone on Instagram, and just got like a lot of haters being so mean. So more than anything, I was really crushed in that moment. I called my husband. I was like almost crying because people were being so mean. And you know what, until you know that your baby's okay and healthy, like, you don't know if your baby's gonna be fine. I didn't know if it was gonna result in any neural tube defects with my baby, my decision, but I made that decision. I prayed about it, left it in God's hands, did the best I could from a science standpoint. And you know, I just had to kind of roll with it at that point. So more than anything, I just like would like to drive this home. It's like, don't just judge people's experience or their journey or the decisions they're making. Oops, sorry. If it's something that, you know, is completely not scientifically based, or you think it's harming their child or whatever, that's one thing. But like, it wasn't that kind of a situation. So just revert to kindness and love in situations like that. That's all I want to say about that. So anyways, next thing, stretch mark prevention, I guess is what I would call this. My body has gotten so dry during pregnancy. I've been really, really careful about kind of shampoos, conditioners, like any lotions, anything that I use, self-tanner, anything like that. I haven't been out in the sun. I haven't been going to tanning beds, nothing like that. I haven't been putting normal lotion on. There are so many, I think that a lot of women's health issues, breast cancer rates, lots of, you know, mental health issues women are having, a tremendous amount of the issues that I think with infertility that our generation is facing, and our kind of demographic as young women in today's society, is related to the chemicals that our bodies are taking in, whether this is from pollution in the air we're breathing, the water we're swimming in, the water we're drinking, the makeup products, the lotions, hair products, all of this. It's all relating to kind of these issues with our hormones and the chemicals our body's producing. So I've been trying to be really careful during pregnancy on what my body is absorbing. So for me, that's been means most of these products I've been going to places like Whole Foods for. You absolutely don't have to go there. I think they're overpriced on some things, but I got a couple things. I got this lotion. It's almost like a lotion body, but it is a hand body butter, I guess is what they call it. The Pacha Soap Company French Lavender. I love lavender. I love the way it smells. I used to grow it in my garden. I have it all around my house. I'm not a huge essential oils person. I do think that even if it just causes a placebo effect in your head, I think they can be helpful to people. So this is not me discounting their effectiveness emotionally. I question some of their neural effects, but regardless, lavender is calming. It definitely is calming. Like, it totally has that effect. Very therapeutic. Used to be a yoga instructor. Love lavender. I hated this during the first trimester. That's where all of this is going. So I put this on, and I would try to rub it on basically from hip, tummy, lower abdomen to hip. So really from my hips to my pubic bone to my belly button kind of area. I'd also do it on my boobs, because a lot of people forget their boobs, and they get horrible stretch marks on their boobs when their boobs grow or their milk comes in or whatever. This is so pungent. I think I would love it if I wasn't pregnant. Because I'm pregnant, it is literally the worst thing ever. Like, I can't even open it. It's just like, ugh, like so strong. And my husband thinks it's really strong too, so I know it's not just pregnancy like smell issues, but Daisy apparently has something to say about it. But yeah, so this was a no-no. I really love the quality of the body butter. It was just too pungent. Hey, you gonna come say hi? You wanna come be in the video? This, however, I love this. This I actually got at Bye Bye Baby. It's Burt's Bees Mama Bee Belly Butter. This I was such a fan of. Like, literally so good. Such a fan. This doesn't have really any smell, I don't think. It has shea butter and vitamin E. No, it doesn't. It just smells like cold cream or something. This I put now on from my hip, pubic bone, belly button, over to the other hip, and then I put it on my boobs. And I do that once a day. I alternate it with this. This is, let's see if you can, there we go. This is the Burt's Bees Mama Bee Nourishing Body Oil. So this is like literally an oil. It's like super liquidy. And I love the way this feels on my skin. It's been really, really moisturizing, like in the winter months. It is smelly. It smells what I would describe as like lemongrass, and it leaks. So I don't take this in suitcases. I've been traveling for work a good bit, and I've been avoiding taking this like on planes or even home for the holidays and stuff. It leaks. Like the outside of my bottle is like oily. So yeah, if I'm traveling, this is what I'm taking, the Burt's Bees Mama Bee butter. So that's for sure what I've been doing. I've been trying to do that every day. Stretch marks, honestly, if we want to get all scientific about it, I'm skeptical as to whether any of these things help with stretch marks. I don't think they do. There have been a couple studies that show stretch marks are really occurring. They're tears in your dermal layer, so they're way below all of the layers that lotion affects, basically. So it's more of a genetic thing. It isn't like inherited necessarily. It's just genetic. So someone can have a great experience with stretch marks, and then someone else can have an awful experience with stretch marks, and it's just how it is, unfortunately. That being said, I figured, hey, why not? My body is really, really lacking in moisture, like literally dinosaur skin level, like needs hydration. So I might as well put it on if it helps at all, even on those superficial layers. Hey, that pregnant mamas can use all the help that they can get. So that's kind of what I've done as far as stretch marks. Let me see. Pregnancy pillow. Oh my God, you people, you need a pregnancy pillow. Like, I don't care if you're waiting for Christmas or if you're waiting for a birthday or you're waiting for a baby shower, get yourself a pregnancy pillow. Like, I am Michael loves it. I love it. Daisy, our Labrador, loves it. Like, the freaking thing is amazing. It's basically like a glorified double body pillow. Like, ha. So I was having the hardest time sleeping. Like, I don't know if it was because of my nausea or just because I'm a really sensitive sleeper to begin with. I could not lie sideways in the bed, like whether it was the weight of my thighs like laying together or basically my belly touching the hard bed hurt so bad. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. I'm like a tummy side sleeper. I'm really not a tummy sleeper. I'm more of a like a tummy side hybrid sleeper. I don't know how I would describe it. Definitely not a back sleeper. No, those people are weird. Like, what do you want to get like murdered in the middle of the night? I don't understand that. You're just like, oh, I don't know. Whatever. I'm going on a tangent. Regardless, I was waiting for Christmas to get a pregnancy pillow. Then Michael got it for me because he just knew how bad I was sleeping and it came as a surprise. And he like got it all set up in the bedroom, and I went for the U-shaped pregnancy pillows. You'll see ones that are like a C, and then there's ones that are like a U, like this. This is the one I went for, and I love it. I don't know what people do with the C-shaped ones. I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's better when your belly gets huge. Like, I get that. Maybe I'll get a C-shaped one in a couple months. But I love this thing. Like, I sleep with it every night. It lives on our master bedroom bed. Daisy sleeps in it during the day. I was sleeping this way last night, and I went to rotate over to this side, and Mike was freaking using my pregnancy pillow, like literally had the other arm of it and was like using it as a body pillow. It was hilarious. Anyways, so pregnancy pillow is amazing. Get yourself a pregnancy pillow. Mine was like 40 bucks on Amazon. They're really not expensive. Go check out Amazon and get yourself something that's comfy and just embrace it. Oh, so for me, didn't have any food cravings, did have some food aversions. I kind of already mentioned it with protein. For me, orange juice, like I was drinking a lot of orange juice because there's a lot of like cold and flu things going around right now, and I was trying to naturally prevent myself from getting sick because I know my immune system is less strong right now. So I was drinking orange juice. Well, let me tell you, had some orange juice and some eggs and something didn't agree with me, and that thing projectiled all over the bathroom. Like, I mean, not in the toilet, like trash can, sort of, shower, sort of, on the way to toilet, sort of. It was horrible. So orange juice and I like aren't friends anymore, and just the thought of it, ugh, just like not, I can't right now. It's like I'm having a real hard time with orange juice. But orange juice is really good as you get later in pregnancy for certain things for development. So I'll try. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll eat oranges or something. That's probably a better way to get it anyways. Get my vitamin C in. But that's been the biggest thing I've had like an aversion to. Okay, a few other details about the first trimester. We had, I had my 8-week and my 12-week OB visits. I didn't like my OBGYN at all, but we just moved. So now the care is gonna be carried on by someone else. I'm gonna do another video entitled Questions to Ask Your OBGYN, because I think there's so many important things. We like get pregnant, we find an OBGYN, we confirm our pregnancy test, and then we don't even think about like whether we found a good OBGYN or not, and realize that like this practice literally carries your baby all the way until delivery, and then one of the doctors in the practice is gonna deliver your baby. So I'm gonna do a separate video for that. I did, because I think of my nausea, trust me people, I was eating food as much as I could. I did not gain a lot of weight during my first trimester. I gained, I think, 4 pounds total in my first trimester. And it was okay because I don't really think I'm a particularly thin person to begin with. Definitely like a healthy weight for my size, but it's not a concern. I'm just on the very low end of healthy for weight gain during the first trimester. That being said, I have experienced a lot of what's called orthostatic hypotension. I have naturally low blood pressure. It resulted in me having a really hard time doing our at-home blood test for the gender. But I also really like struggle when orthostatic hypotension, if you don't know what it is, maybe you have it, maybe you just don't know there's a name for it. Basically, when I stand up from being on the ground, or I get up from you know, a chair or a bed too fast, or even out of my car, basically I black out. So sometimes it leads to me passing out. It used to do that when I was in college because my blood pressure was that low. Now it really only leads to me blacking out. But in pregnancy, you have to be really careful of this and just be aware of it, because like when I get out of my car now, I'll like grab onto the car door and the car frame because I literally like everything goes black and starry and just difficult. So keep that in mind. That's been acting up increasingly throughout the first trimester. I've also had acid reflux issues, but hasn't been that bad yet. So keeping my fingers crossed on that. I'm hoping the nausea abates soon, and then I'm trying to think what, oh, my boobs like have not grown at all. So that was unfortunate. And other than that, I think those were my main suggestions. I have been doing some yoga, and for me that's been helping a lot. I had some sciatica issues, and I'll talk more about this later because it's been getting worse. I'm actually beyond the first trimester now, so I was having some back pain issues. I definitely have seen that it's been getting worse to the point that I have like degenerative disc disease and potentially herniated discs in my lower back. They've been diagnosed as that, but I haven't had them checked out in a while. I lifted weights really young and was a Division I athlete in 2 sports, so in college. So I probably did some things to my back that I shouldn't have. As a result, back pain now. With swimming, it was related to my shoulder blades. Basically, I would have pinched nerves and pinched vascular issues that would result in me basically like losing feeling to my fingertips. Now, I've noticed that it's more of an issue in pregnancy with my lower back, and this is why I think it's sciatica, because it's been diagnosed as sciatica by my doctor, but it's definitely sciatica because it's lower back pain that you're having a good time over there, Days, getting your booty rubs. It's lower back pain that results in like just shooting pains down both of my legs. And hi, okay, I'm trying to take a video here. basically shooting pains down both of my legs. And for me, it got so bad during probably like week 12, I would say. Weeks 10 and 12, I would go to the grocery store and I'd try to walk around, and literally, like, if my right leg extended too far in front of my left leg, like my paces were too large, I would get shooting pain up and down my spinal cord to the point that, like, I was grabbing onto the cart and the like shelves of the grocery store just to like keep myself standing. I was in that much pain, like just nausea, blackout pain, that Mike almost had to carry me out of the grocery store. Like, that's how bad it was. So I was limited in my mobility. I've really had a difficult time with the sciatica, and you have to be careful like on things that you can do for that. Acupuncture, chiropractor, massage therapy, there's kind of some options there for you, but it's tough if you're having the back pain issues, which I am. So that's something that's been getting increasingly worse, so I will keep you guys posted on that. But that has not been great. And then, oh, the last thing I wanted to touch on was kind of work-life balance during pregnancy. So we weren't, we wanted to have a baby. We weren't necessarily trying to have a baby this soon. But we knew with my job and graduate school situation that having a baby would be a little bit tricky in the next few years, but honestly, like, just as tricky after that, because I'll be working, and it'll be hard to have a baby. That being said, I didn't think pregnancy would be the hard part of it. If you have a great pregnancy, then like kudos to you, and that's awesome, and I'm so happy for you, and this won't be an issue. If you have a rough pregnancy like me, like, it absolutely is going to affect your education, your work situation. So if you're planning to have a baby, I really, one, hope that you just have a great pregnancy experience. That would be the simplest situation. The second thing I would say is plan before you try to get pregnant. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're gonna try to get pregnant, you absolutely should like stockpile your sick days off, whatever it is, vacation days. You should not be taking vacations. You should not be taking like baby moons early in your pregnancy. You should be saving those days, because if you are literally so physically exhausted that you can barely move, you take a sick day and you sleep, because your body needs sleep, your baby needs sleep. I have never been so tired. I've had mono people, and like I had mono and strep 4 times in a row, and mono all at the same time, and I've never been as exhausted as I was during the first trimester of pregnancy. So I luckily was in school, was working, traveling, stuff like that. Traveling was like a bitch, like, excuse my language, but oh my god, like flights and red eyes and hiking and photographing people and weddings, holy macaroni. Like, I shoot weddings, like when I do all day weddings, they're 12 to 16 hour days on your feet. I don't think I sit down and maybe like squat to eat my dinner, and that is the only time I've sat, well, that and to pee, and that's the only time I sit down the entire day. So think about your career. I turned in graduate school work late. I turned in graduate papers late, and that's like shameful for me. Like, I never do that. They're usually early, they're always on time. Pregnancy has been the first time when they're late. So just bear that in mind. I would absolutely like plan, save your days off, save your sick days so you can take them in the first trimester if you need them, or the third trimester if something happens with, you know, you needing to be on bed rest or whatnot, or you needing to have a surgery or something. Other than that, I think I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I plan to do once baby arrives from a work-life balance, because I'll actually be in my clinical rotations at that point, in addition to doing coursework. It's a little bit complicated what we've decided to do, and we don't have family close by. So that is, we have family like close enough by that they can come for the birth and stuff and definitely help out if we have an emergency, but unfortunately they can't be like nannies to the baby on the regular, which would be my ideal situation. Anyways, so I will talk about that with you guys in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos, subscribing to my channel, and staying on top of everything that's happening with us. If you're pregnant, you're expecting, you're going through the first trimester, maybe you're in the second one already like me, let me know how you're doing below. Let me know if you have questions below that I can answer, even if you just like, did this happen to you? Do you feel like this? It's definitely been a whirlwind. I don't feel, I'm excited that I'm having a healthy baby so far. I don't feel like, I'm like, oh, I just am so excited for the baby to be here. Like, I'm not there yet. So I think I need to feel movement, feel kicks, start getting more attached, find out the gender, know a name, all of that. And I think my heart will start getting really attached to this little peanut inside of me. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.